Arsenal 1, Crystal Palace nil, and another result, Aston Villa 1, Manchester City nil. We are now 4 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Was it pretty? Far from it. Very, very far from it. It was not a pretty game at all. And if I'm being completely honest, that first half was probably the worst first half I've seen other than Bilbao. Because Bilbao, we're away from home in the Champions League. You can kind of accept it. That first half, however, was diabolical. But we got the lead, and we'll talk about that in a minute. First of all, like, sub, share, do whatever you got to do to help the channel grow. We're getting quite close to 250 now, so if you are new, down below, subscribe, like, do whatever you have to do to help this community that we are building to grow into bigger and better things. Now, the starting 11 came out, and it was exactly what I expected. Lewis Skelly to come out, and then Calafiori to come in. And the other change that I kind of expected as well, Trossard to come in for Gabriel Martinelli, who both obviously played midweek in the game against Atletico, and then both come in for the game in the Premier League. To be fair, that was quite predictable. But what was predictable was our performance, because we were slow, methodical, boring. And to be fair, it was a basic Arteta performance, if we're being completely honest. But we ended up getting the goal. But we will talk about the players one by one. David Raya, standard performance, was quite commanding. Just steady Eddie, really. What you kind of expect from David Raya. He wasn't tested too much, apart from maybe one chance that I remember in the first half. But it's not like they were carving us open, as in clear-cut chances. It wasn't like that, but yeah, he was alright. Calafiori, he weren't troubled defensively, but to be fair, there were quite a few times where they were overloading us on that side. But it wasn't, the Calafiori way is always erratic, but at the same time, he weren't really offering a lot going forward. And something with Calafiori is that he does like to drive forward a lot. We didn't really see too much of that today, if we're being completely honest. Jurrien Timber, I thought was okay. To be fair, I think you could say he was probably one of the better players today. There were quite a few baggy touches, quite a few. I think a couple of times in the first half he lost the ball stupidly. But apart from that, he weren't that bad. William Saliba came off at half time. I'm not sure why. I've got to have a look into that after, because when I saw Mosquera on, I thought, right, Gabriel's going to come off, because obviously there was rumours around that he wouldn't start today's game because of the apparent injury during the week. But it was actually William Saliba that came off. And to be fair, Saliba was getting... He was getting a few problems from Jean-Philippe Mateta. Obviously, the physicality of him will always cause anyone trouble, but there were a couple of times where he did get saved, whether it was from Zubimendi, Timber, or Calafiori, or even Wright at times. He was... Yeah, he weren't the best Saliba. He weren't a Saliba that we all know. But yeah, and like I said, Gabriel, he was probably our best defender today. I think he definitely was our best defender, and hopefully the injury that he done to his balls when he hit the post, hopefully that didn't really cause too much uncomfortability, because Gabriel, solid as usual. You know you're gonna get from him. But yeah, Zubimendi, we weren't great for me. I'll be so real. The amount of times that he was giving the ball away stupidly, rushing passes. You sort of associate Zubimendi as the player who will calm the play down, slow the game down where needed. The problem was, the game was so slow, we could not speed the game up at all. And Zubimendi was giving away so many stupid passes. And to be fair, him, Saka, Eze at times, they were all giving away stupid passes. And to be fair, when Palace were causing us issues in that first half, it was down to us and down to them stupidly losing the ball for no apparent reason. Declan Rice, he weren't great today. yeah, he looks off it completely, and he did get hooked for Mikel Merino. Apparently, it was for an injury, but I've got to wait and see at the press conference. But whether that was to waste time because that was happening in the 85th minute or something like that, we don't know. We've got to check that again when the press conference comes about. But Bukayo Saka, he was shit. Let's just call a spade a spade. He was shit today. Couldn't beat his man. Looked slow on the ball, giving away a few dumb passes, which, like I said again, were putting us on the back foot quite a lot in that first half. And just a really sloppy performance from Saka today. It was not like him at all, and especially how good he played against Fulham last week. I don't understand what was going on with him today at all. And then Eze got the goal. He was definitely one of our better players today. I wouldn't say he was scintillating, but he was. You could tell he was looking for them opportunities to carve Palace open. And that goal, the way he took his finish was mad. And I think that was his first Premier League goal as well. Because I think the only goal that he has scored in was the one against Port Vale in the Carabao Cup. So yeah, brilliant goal from Eze. Trossard weren't great today. He tried. He did try. But I don't think it was the best performance from him. He could have had a goal if his touch was a bit better as well in the second half. That would have put us 2-0 up and that would have buried the game. But yeah, Trossard was all right. I think he's done a lot more defensive work than attacking work. I can tell you that for free because that's what our wingers do. Whether it's him or Martinelli, they're always tracking back. They're always in that sort of area of the pitch. And then Victor Gyökeres, I'll be so real. Outside of the box, this guy is useless. We have to, and that is a sort of criticism of him because we know he's not a great footballer, but there were at times for majority of that game where he may as well have not been on the football pitch. The only time we were going to get something out of Gyökeres was just putting balls into the box, and as a striker, if you put balls into the box, they will score goals. The trouble is, we do so slow, methodical, predictable build-up. Gyökeres is pretty much non-existent at times, and the only time he was really effective was when we were under the cosh in the closing minutes, and he was actually holding the ball up, to be fair, and that was one good thing that he done today. His hold-up play was all right. Wasn't great, it was all right, but I think apart from that, yeah, I wasn't impressed with that guy at all. And like I said, the only way we are going to get the most out of him is to play to his strengths, which under Mikel Arteta won't really happen. But yeah, who else came on? Mosquera done alright, to be fair. He did get outpaced at times, which could have cost us, but Gabriel was there luckily to clear up. Merino, he pissed me off when he came on. He was giving away so many stupid passes. Lewis Skelly dilly-dally on the ball in the closing minutes, which luckily never cost us. Hincapié made his debut. Couldn't really see much from him. Didn't really have the opportunity to. So I think we will see him in the Carabao Cup against Brighton during the week. And then, yeah, Gabriel Martinelli didn't really do a lot. And yeah, that's about it. Ethan Nwaneri again getting no minutes. That's definitely a concern as to his case. But we are winning games, and as long as we are winning games, that stuff won't get picked up as much. But look, we've got to keep this form up. We are 4 points clear now as it stands. Yeah, because we are 4 points clear against Bournemouth because Bournemouth and Sunderland are second and third. I know it's early in the season, but yeah, Sunderland, they're definitely staying up. Bournemouth maybe in contention for a European place this season, we don't know. But yeah, that is going to be it from me. I might do a video later if the press conference reaction comes out in time. I'm going to read over what this guy's saying about Gabriel and Declan Rice. Saliba and Declan Rice, because it will be interesting to know what's happening with them two. But that is it from me. Remember, like, sub, and share the content around, and I'll see you guys in a bit.